Hello, loyal subjects. I once again come to you in my spacious standing up pose. Today I'm going to talk to you about the If I Stay duology, If I Stay and Where She Went by Gayle Forman. I read these books for the Booktubeathon for the starting and finishing a series challenge, and I thought I would talk about them because I've got some things to say. So the first book, If I Stay, is about a girl named Mia who has a pretty good life. She's got a loving family, loving boyfriend, she's a prodigy on the cello, and everything is pretty sweet. Until one day she and her family take a drive, they get hit by a truck, and her whole family dies except for her. She survives, but her body is in a comatose state, but she can see everything that is happening, like an out-of-body experience type deal. This book is basically the first day that she is in the hospital, and she has to choose whether she wants to stay and live through this painful life or pass on and be with her family. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was very well written. Gayle Forman has a very just easy writing style. You just fly through it. I liked the characters. I really loved the flashbacks. They were probably my favourite part. I think that is one of the criticisms that a lot of people give, is that this book has too many flashbacks, but I love me a good flashback. I love backstories and pasts and world building and stuff, so that was not a problem for me. So I would give this book like a solid 4 stars, I think. It fulfilled all of my expectations for it, and I cannot wait to see the movie. That trailer, oof, it really kills you right in the heart. Anyway, that is all I can say about this one without spoiling anything. So read it, then come back and we can discuss. Okay, goodbye. So there's nothing else that much to really say about this, except that towards the end I was getting really scared that Mia was not going to stay, because I read the back thing where it describes like the blurb of where she went, and it says Mia left Adam somewhere where he can't follow her, and I'm like, oh my god, does she die? And the way she was talking at the end, she's like, I hope the nurses don't hate me for making my decision not to stay and all that. But thank God Adam swooped in and saved the day, and Mia squeezed his hand and she stayed. That last little moment was so sweet. The little speech that he gave, and then she squeezed his hand. Aww, I really loved reading about their relationship, like them going to the Yo-Yo Ma concert and how they were really different, and Gayle Forman didn't try to brush that aside. She actually took that into consideration. They aren't a match made in heaven, you know, they had their problems, they come from 2 different worlds. So I really loved reading about that relationship. And her parents, they got just as much time in the spotlight as Mia did, really. And I liked that. Again, family in YA, good stuff. Okay, so that is all I'm going to say about this one. Now, let's move on to the next one. Where She Went by Gayle Forman, the sequel to If I Stay. This book is very different from the first one. It is set 3 years after the end of If I Stay, and it's told through Adam's perspective. Now, if you haven't read If I Stay or this book, you don't really want to listen to what I'm going to say because it's going to be a bit spoilery, so see you later. So from the start, we get a sense that Adam is not very happy. He's a big time rock star now, but he's going down that path that all those famous rock stars go down. He's in the tabloids all the time with his actress girlfriend. He's on all of these anti-anxiety pills and things like that. So I could feel a bit of sympathy for him at the start, because we learn what happened after the end of If I Stay. What happened after Mia woke up? It wasn't all peaches and daisies. Oh no. First, she had to go through all this physical therapy before she could actually move again. Then we find out that she was accepted into Juilliard, and instead of deferring like her grandparents and social workers suggested, Mia wanted to go straight away. She wanted to go that September. So that's what she did. And that was essentially her and Adam breaking up, because after that they kind of lost touch. Mia stopped talking to him as much, and eventually it all just sort of fell apart. And Adam didn't take it that well. He basically had a bit of an existential crisis, a bit of a breakdown, where he dropped out of college, he kind of temporarily quit his band, and he just started working at his dad's office job place. Then he gets all this inspiration for these songs that he writes about his breakup with Mia, which then turns their band into a raging success. A lot of this story, like the first one, is told through flashbacks, because we see how Adam got to be where he is now. And that was all well and dandy. Again, I love me some flashbacks. The only problem was, I didn't really like Adam that much in this book. I really liked him in the first one because he was really cool and he was really supportive and he was all there. He had his shit together. He does not have his shit together in this book, and that isn't the reason why I dislike him. It was just his narrative voice, and he was kind of a massive asshole was the main problem, in my opinion. I get that he was feeling lonely or he was really missing Mia after she left, but I was like, come on bro, get your shit together. I don't have time to be reading about your petty problems, because his problems do seem really petty compared to what Mia had to go through in the first book. The first one was about her emotional loss from losing her whole family all at once in a car crash, and then her having to live on without them. In this one, it's basically just how he fell apart after a breakup. And I've never really had a bad breakup, so maybe that's why I don't feel all that sympathetic towards him. But he just annoyed me a lot of the time. And during the flashbacks where we see where he got to be, we see even more displays of assholism. I mean, by the end it was all good. He got his shit together, finally. Him and Mia got back together. He was going to quit his band and she was playing her cello all over the place, so he was just going to focus on his love for music instead of what his life had turned into with the band. And that was all fine and dandy. So, in the end, it all worked out pretty well. All in all, I gave this book a 3 stars. It was still good. I still liked the writing style and the characters in this were pretty believable. So don't think that I hated this book or anything. It's not like that. I flew through it as well. Both of these books. Contemporaries, man. You just zoom through them, leaving dust in your trail. No one can catch up with you when you're reading contemporaries. So yeah, that is all I have to say. I'm glad that I read this duology, and I'm looking forward to reading her other duology, The Just One Day. So that is exciting. I would recommend these to see them so you can watch the movie. That is the whole reason that I picked these up in the first place. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm wondering if they're going to make Where She Went into a movie, though. I imagine that would be a pretty difficult movie to make and sell and stuff. But we'll see. So that is all I have for you today. I will see you next time. Goodbye!